Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to It's All by TV. And this is a transfer show. I get Mason back now. He's had some trouble with his equipment, but hopefully everything should be fine now. How are you, Mason? You all right?
Can you have it? Okay.
We can just hear you, yeah.
I've recently laptop, so
Hope
hopefully it
you've
should be sorted on that side.
yeah,
Have I gone again?
no worries, mate. Right, guys, if you do like what you see, then please do smash that like. It really does help the channel up the search results. So do smash those likes. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, and come and join this great community and smash that subscribe, free to do so. And that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well. If you do want to become a member, it's 99p per month. So just click the join button or the link in the chat. And also there is super chat available as well. So yes, I'll just grab into some comments first before we get into the show. And Sefton straight in. Afternoon, all Hull City and Borough are in the chase for Darlow. Yeah, I've heard that one as well, Sefton. Borough need a keeper because Zach Steffen's gone back to City after being on loan at Middlesbrough. And I know Hull City really want Darlow as well because their fans really love him.
Blackburn after him as well.
Blackburn as well. So, that's 3 teams now. That's all right then. Let's get the bidding war.
I've seen as well that Blackburn's number 1 Kaminski's after by Anderlecht, so he's the potential replacement for Dolo for only Blackburn.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Congratulations, Tony, 650 subscribers. Thank you very much indeed, Sefton. Yes, just 350 away now from 1,000. Jan says, afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Jan. Lewis says, hi. Hi, Lewis. Holly, hi, Tony and Mason. Hi to you, Holly, as well. I hope you're well. Bia says, afternoon, Tony and Mason. Good afternoon, Bia. Yeah, unfortunately, Roly wasn't able to make it. He's not feeling very well, so probably the weather. I've got my fan on next to me, so if anybody can hear a little buzzing noise, sorry, it's the fan because it's absolutely melting. It's 31 degrees. Afternoon, Tony says, Blakey. Good afternoon, Blakey. Jake says, hi, Tony Mason. Hi to you, Jake. Splat 1000. Afternoon, guys. Good afternoon to you. Hope you're well. Lewis says we might go off because it's raining. We might get a thunderstorm in theatres. Yeah, I was talking to Sefton Mag earlier on, and he was saying his internet's going off and on in Liverpool because the thunderstorm. So yeah.
Paul said,
yeah. Is it starting? Is it?
Yeah, it's starting like half an hour ago.
Paul Stone's evening, me local sports direct has a new away kit, and they said it goes on general sale Friday, and it's a green Saudi kit that was leaked. This is what's strange, because we know the fat man has got something to do with Castore. We know that, and the thing is, right? I think this is so wrong that they're allowed to put it on sale in their shops before we put it out there officially. I think that's totally wrong. So the sooner we dump Castore next season, the better.
Honestly, I don't know how he's still involved. Like,
in which green one is it, Paul? Because there's 2 being leaked, hasn't there? So there's a patterned one and then there's a plain green. I don't know which one it is. Then that's in there. Trolls says, hi, Tony Mason. Good afternoon, Trolls. Hope you're well, mate. Okay. People talk to each other there. And we got Andrew. I read, lads. I read Andrew, yeah. I hope Roly's okay. Yeah, I hope so, Holly. Probably just the weather. Brian says, big up, Tony. When footy not on, I don't show up. Not personal season starts. See you later. I'm again. Yeah. Hey, Brian, no. Keep up with the shows, mate. There's some good shows to come up, so don't worry about that. We'll keep you entertained for the summer. I know we hate the fact there's no football on. Well, actually, there is later on at 5 o'clock. Now, there's a hard choice, or you could watch it on 2 different devices if you've got 2 devices to watch it on. You've got the England match on with Anthony Gordon playing, and then you've got the Italy match with Tonali playing. both kick off at the same time. England, Israel, and Italy, Switzerland, I think it is, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, so you've got them 2 games to watch. So yeah, Lewis says I'm on Gateshead. All right, BS says I'm sweating more than Schofield at a young theatrical production. Oh, for God's sake, here we go with the Schofield stuff coming on. Harry Potter has a diagram. Ali, we have Tunali. I like that one, Trolls. Well said, mate. It must be the one from Thailand. Crap says, yeah. It's the one with the patterns. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. I quite like that one, actually. Actually, what is it like looking at it in person, though, Paul? I mean, I know you see photographs and you think, yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but does it look better in person? That's the thing. Mighty Win says, jumped in between domino games, got 15 minutes, make it exciting. Oh, we will do. Don't you worry, Mighty. I was talking to the manager in the shop, didn't know Adidas are not allowed to use the word Adidas on the kits anymore. Strange one. Looks like Mason's frozen there. Sure, what's happened there? It's probably the thunderstorms. What I'll do is I'll bring Mason out for the time being till he gets it sorted out. Brian says, love Gordon, but I'll be watching Tonali. Yeah, because we all want to see what Tonali's going to do. Be back home for Gordon's Master Show, says Mighty Win. Yeah, definitely. Right, okay, so obviously you've only got 15 minutes, Mighty Win, before you get back to your game of dominoes. So the first player, now this is a new name that's been linked with us, and you know, and not one that I've seen previously being linked anywhere else. So, you know, this is just a new one that's just been thrown up, I think, within the last 24 hours. Mason will be back as soon as we can get him back online. Right, so I'm going to bring this player on screen, and it's quite an interesting one, actually, to be fair. Right, so let's get him on screen. There he is. Right, his name is David Hanko, and he plays for Feyenoord, and he is a centre-back. Now then, he's not just a centre-back, but he can also play a left-back. He's Slovakian, so obviously Martin Dubravka will know him quite well. Now, they've got his value at 21 million euros, according to SofaScore. Now, his strengths are his tackling, position and ground duels, and he's got no outstanding weaknesses. So we'll have a look at his stats from last season in the Eredivisie. See how he got on there. Right, so he started all 31 games he played. He was in Team of the Week 6 times. He scored 2 goals, and he got 4 assists. His passing accuracy per game is 88%, so that's not bad at all. 94% in his own half. He was involved with 10 clean sheets, and his disciplinary record is 2 yellow cards all season, no reds, and no second yellow cards to a red card. So David Hanko, well, this is somebody I haven't really seen a lot of, if I'm honest. I don't really watch a lot of Eredivisie, but you know, reading between the lines on his stats seem absolutely brilliant. You know, I mean, what do you guys think in the chat? You know, I mean, 21 million euros. Say if you get him for even say 25 million quid, it's still a bargain because he can play centre back and left back. So, you know, that seems to be a bit of a good shout. And as I say, teammate of Martin Dubravka in the Slovakian team. I'll just go into some comments. Gordon on the telly, to phone. Absolutely. Craig says, I'll be watching Italy to see who's the left-footed winger is. I don't buy Chiesa, DeMarco Hernandez. Fancy wheels signing another Italian. I'm going to come on to that in a minute, Craig, because that's an interesting thought, and I've got something interesting to tell you about Chiesa as well. So, Jan says, yeah, he's not that bad at all. No, he's not. We've already got the best left-back, centre-back in the league. Yeah. Yeah, but also we need that strength and depth. And remember, this guy's a right-footed centre-back as well. So he can't play right-footed. And again, you know, it's one of them. I really like Hanko. I think you'd partner with Botman really well, says Aidan. Yeah, absolutely, Aidan. Totally agree. And remember, Share, we've got to look at Share and think now, Share's in his 30s now. And, he's going to eventually start slowing down and we're going to need a replacement for Share. So it's better to get somebody in and have that replacement because Lascelles could be off in the summer. Luton Town really fancy Lascelles. So, let's hope we get a few million for Lascelles. Holly says, hope we can get. He sounds like a fantastic player. He doesn't sound bad at all. The stats are all right, aren't they? Hi, chat, says Sefton. His internet's back on. Welcome back, Sefton. Him and Sven, double Dutch. Well, yeah, he's Slovakian, but yeah, again, yeah, why not? How to watch England, says Jake. It's on UEFA TV because apparently the games didn't go on TV in this country because something over the issues of bidding or whatever it was. I don't know. Paul says, is any of the under 21s on TV? No, they're on UEFA TV, so you got to go online to that UEFA. Spend the money on the taxes, might you win? Yeah, well, we still need that creative midfielder, don't we? So we will talk about that one as well. So, right. So yeah, David Hancock, he seems a really good player. And to be honest with you, we need strength at the back. And if we are selling Lascelles, then we do need a replacement for Lascelles. And this guy would be absolutely perfect. Even if he's not playing week in, week out, he can play him in cup games, and or if you've got like midweek games in the Premier League, you can always rest somebody and play him instead. So you've got to have that strength and depth, at the end of the day. And that's what it's all about, that extra bit of strength. So, right. So the next player that's going to come on screen is this guy when he appears. There he is. And that's Federico Chiesa. Now then, I've seen a lot of things going around about Chiesa. I've heard people saying, oh, well, we don't want to touch him because he's injury prone. Right, he has had a couple of injury hit seasons. We know that. But I'm just gonna go through his injury record of what he's had, right? And then, so if we go back to the 21-22 season, so January the 10th, 2022, he suffered a cruciate ligament injury. Okay, so that kept him out until October. So he missed 36 games because of that. Then you go to the 2022-3 season. So November, he was out for 5 days with a knee problem. But again, the World Cup was on, so I suppose that didn't really matter to him then. So he only actually missed one game. January the 28th, he was out for 3 days. Again, muscle fatigue, and he was out. He missed one game. February 2023, he had muscle fatigue. He missed 2 games. March the 9th, he missed 2 games through a knee problem. And he had tendon irritation in March as well. And he missed 2 games. So, yes, he's got a few niggles there, muscle fatigue and things like that. And, and tendon irritation. But what we got to look at is we don't know what the training methods are at Juventus, we just don't know what they do for their training. Could be something to do with their training that's causing these injuries. They're little niggles, that's all these are. They're niggly injuries. But if he's playing and firing, he's a world-class player. He is class. He is excellent on the wings. And I tell you what now, for 35 million quid, I think it's a bargain for Chiesa. Liverpool are sniffing around him as well. So, I mean, look, the thing is, though, I'm sure the club are looking into all this, his injury record and everything like that. And I'm sure Eddie's house stat man is doing everything he can, all the stats and things like that on him. So the club will have an idea of what he's like. But again, it's only a rumour whether he comes or not. I don't know. But I tell you what, if he did, I would take him all day, Chiesa, absolutely. Because, I mean, he is a class player. Is there any better wingers out there? Possibly. But would we get them for that sort of price? That's the thing. So that's what we've got to look at as well. We saw what he was like in the Euros. KSI was absolutely on fire for Italy, wasn't he? And he's one of them. You could even have him, he could play him 1 week and bench him the next week. So he's not picking up those injuries so regular then. And so again, it's one of them. We just have to wait and see. So yeah, we'll just jump into some comments. Brian says, "Are you here for TV free? Don't worry, peeps. Yeah, it is. It's free, absolutely." Matey Wynn says, "A potential left back stat comparisons show them to better in attack, but much worse in defence." It's one of them, isn't it? Yeah. I think you're talking about DeMarco and Hernandez. Paul says, "Just noticed there is an app for the UEFA TV. Just download it on my PlayStation. Nice one." The end of the day, I can see DeMarco coming in. That's interesting. Get well soon, Roly, says Sefton. Chiesa would be main. Was quality against England Infinity till he got injured and had to go off. Yeah. Afternoon, Tony. Good afternoon to you, Ian. I hope you're well, my friend. Mighty Win says, DeMarco was a prime example. Brilliant attacking stats, but woeful defensive. Yes, that's the thing he has. He's got good attacking stats, but that's the thing. Do you want attackers or do you want attack and defense at the same time? So it's one of those, isn't it? Craig says, Keys has pure quality, great finisher. Either foot is electric. Don't see it as a price and wages will just be out of reach for us. Again, we don't know. See, this is the thing. We don't know what the budget is. Everybody's speculating that, we haven't got a lot to spend because we're FFP. But apparently FFP resets again on the 1st of July for the next 3-year period. So, again, it's one of them. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. But again, the club will have the best accountants and they will know exactly what they can really spend. Alan says, good afternoon, Tony. Good afternoon to you, Alan. Hope you're well, my friend. Mighty Win says, Chiesa, without a doubt, strengthen the ability to break through the low block without weakening the defence. That's what we need. We need somebody who can break these low block teams. We need someone like a Szoboszlai, or a Madison who can create that little bit extra and we can break these teams down. Palace, we played Palace in 3 games, didn't score a goal against them, and we didn't concede against them. I know we went through on penalties in the cup, but we still drew 0-0. Leeds at home, 0-0. When we dominated that game, we should have walloped Leeds, in all honesty. So, it's one of them, isn't it? We need somebody who can just push that ball through and just give that extra bit of creativity that we're craving for. We can pay their fuckers in the era. Old school, says Jan. I meant mint. I think we could get Chiesa, says Ian. I think we could as well, Ian, absolutely. Bias' FFP is rolling 3 years, so only 1 year falls away. Absolutely. Ian Pitcher says, with DeMarco, I think Inter play full-backs like second wingers, and that could explain his lack of numbers in his defensive stats. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on there, Aidan. Absolutely, yeah. I think that's exactly what that is. I mean, look, without a doubt, DeMarco's a quality left-back, but as you say, is he really the type of left-back that we need in the club? And that's the thing. His defensive, like you see, his defensive stats aren't great. I mean, he's 25 years of age, and it all depends because then he wants to play defensive as well as attacking. I mean, he can play centre back as well. I mean, he got 4 goals last season and 3 assists. But he committed 1 penalty all season and didn't have any errors that led to a goal or a shot. So, in some terms, I suppose his defending wasn't too bad, in all honesty. And on his disciplinary record, he didn't actually pick up any bookings at all last season. Went through the whole season without a yellow card or a red card. So that's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, again, you've got to look at his defending. Yeah, his defending's probably not the best because he's more of an attacking player. which states in his stats as well. And I mean, if I link him with Dan Burn, um, Dan Burn comes out on top on defensive stats. Defensive stats for Federico DeMarco is 54. For Dan Burn, it's 76. That's what he scores. And creativity, Federico scores 78. Dan Burn scores 42. Attacking, Federico scores 66. Burn 39. Tackling, 52 for DeMarco, 60 for Dan Burn. So defensively, yes, Dan Burn's the better left back defensively. But going forward, obviously DeMarco's got that little bit extra on Dan Burn himself. So yeah, it's a case. It's just going to be one of these. We're just going to have to basically watch this space, aren't we? And we'll see what happens. Alan saying, Tony, any news on Szoboszlai? For me, better than Madison. Again, there's not a lot. I mean, his release clause runs out on Friday. So again, I mean, there is reports going around that we've spoken to Leipzig or we're in contact with them. But whether anything has gone any further, I don't know. But again, I mean, you look at Szoboszlai, he's only 22 years of age, so he's younger than Madison. I mean, look, Madison is quality. We know Madison's a quality player. And you know what you get with James Madison. But maybe it seems to be now, in my opinion, I think now when I'm looking around and I'm thinking the club are pulling out of Madison now, I think they're pulling away from that. Because there's not a lot of mention about Madison and Newcastle now. Maybe down to the fact that Leicester won £60 million, which I think is absolutely ridiculous for a player who's got 12 months left on his contract. So for me, I think the club are pulling back on Madison, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up at Spurs. But yeah, in all honesty, I would rather have Szoboszlai. You know, again, yes, we know he's not proven in the Premier League, but we know he's a very, very good player. And, you know, we know what Eddie's record's like with players and how well he gets them playing. So, you know, I mean, look, when Bruno Guimaraes came in, you know, he wasn't Premier League proven. Look how good he is. Look how brilliant he is. So, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? And I think Szoboszlai will be absolutely fine. I think he'll take to the Premier League. 22-year-old Hungarian international. His long balls, playmaking and consistency are his strengths. He plays in that centre midfield or attacking midfield role. You know, and he started 28 out of 31 games last season, scored 6 goals and 8 assists, and picked up 3 yellow cards, 1 second yellow card, which led to a red, and 2 red cards. So his disciplinary is a little bit scatty, but again, it's one of those. Depends I don't know what he was sent off for. I mean, RB Leipzig signed him from Salzburg, which they own as well, Red Bull Salzburg. So, you know, obviously that was doing them a favour, wasn't it? So again, yeah, I mean, Szoboszlai, yes, I would have Szoboszlai again. I would take more than Madison. I wouldn't pay 60 million quid for Madison. No chance. I know Leicester's got to pay Norwich a 15% sell-on clause, and that's got to be paid up front in full to Norwich City. But they're not going to get that. Tottenham want to pay that either. So, you know, I can see Madison either, one, he's going to be stuck there until next year and they're going to lose him on a free. Or 2, they're going to just get desperate right at the end of the window and sell him for less than what they want. And so, again, Leicester are playing a dangerous game here. And, I mean, look, I couldn't believe when Tottenham went in with a 50 million joint bid for him and Harvey Barnes, and I just laughed at that and I thought, what on earth are they thinking? 50 million for Madison and Barnes. There's no way they're getting them two for 50 million. Not a chance. So again, it's one of them. We just wait and see what happens. But I definitely think we're pulling back though on James Madison. Bia says Szoboszlai will pick up some traction this week. I think I want Szoboszlai and Hernandez. Do you know what? Yeah, it's not a bad shout, that, Bia. So Bosley is younger than Madsen. He fits the way we play, and Madison does not, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe so. I would walk away from Madison, says Splat. Yeah, I think the club are anyway, aren't they? BSC's Romano's reporting Nico Jackson contract is 8 years. I thought UEFA had stopped that. Well, I thought they had stopped that as well. So I don't know how on earth Chelsea are doing this yet again. This is just getting ridiculous. And then I saw a comment the other day because we're going to sign Tonali, and somebody said, "Oh, Newcastle are ruining football." Hang on a minute. Don't you think Todd Bowley's ruining football at Chelsea? Because that guy is ruining football. And that guy at Chelsea wants to have something that they do in the MLS. He wants a North versus South playing each other in a playoff. Yeah, and I bet there'd be none of our players picked for that, would there? Jan says, Maddie not as good as the Bosley or Vlahovic. Now, yeah, I mentioned Vlahovic yesterday. There was a report in court offside. That whether you take it as gospel or not, I don't particular. Vlahovic, yes, he's a very good player, very good striker. But again, remember, are we going to pay for him? I can't see it happening. And his attitude's a bit funny as well, isn't it? So is that the sort of attitude we want in the dressing room? I mean, going back to Chiesa, I know people have said, oh, yeah, he's got these injury worries. Right. Now then, let's go to Callum Wilson. Now, if you look at Callum Wilson, in his career, he's had 2 ACLs. And he lost 2 years of football, Callum Wilson. And when you think how many injuries he's had, but he's still fit and playing. But Eddie's made him fitter now, and he looks a lot better for it. And he's not picking up silly niggles now. So that, you see, that again, if Chiesa comes in, these little niggles that he was getting at Juve might stop at Newcastle because Eddie will sort it out. You know, so again, it's all about the management side of it. And like I say, Eddie's worked wonders for Callum Wilson, you know. I mean, it's like us saying, oh, well, we wouldn't touch Wilson because he's had 2 ACLs, but we're still bought him for 20 million. He's been absolutely brilliant for us, Callum Wilson. So I just thought if I throw that one in there as well. If Madison goes Spurs, that's his career over. Well, yeah, because I don't think Spurs will get back in Europe, will they? Aiden says if we signed DeMarco, we could make him a winger instead, which I think would be the best out of him. That's not a bad shout, you know, Aiden. Not a bad shout at all, that. Paul says, stuff Madison. Yeah, left, and he's relegated. He should feel lucky to be wanted by a club in the Champions League. Well, yeah, exactly. Again, we don't know. These are just the rumours that's going around. It could be the fact that with Madison, he might want to come to Newcastle and he might not be happy the way Leicester are playing hardball. But I still don't get how Leicester think they can get 60 million. I mean, yes, you go back last year, Raheem Sterling left Man City with a year left on his deal and he went to Chelsea for 51 million. But he's come from a high-level club to go to another club, which at the time was a high-level club, but is now a mid-table team. So that's the sort of thing you expect. But from a team that's just been relegated, you know, they priced themselves out of getting rid of Tielemans and they've lost him for free. Carry on like this, they're going to lose Madison on a free next season. And he's not going to be happy playing championship football. Alan says, Eddie will make Szoboszlai a great player. Yeah, he will, absolutely. Jan agrees. With Paul, Ian says, we are supposed to have made an inquiry for En-Nesyri of Sevilla. I've not heard that one. If that is true, he's not a bad player, is he? So again, yeah. Again, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. See if I can pull up his stats. Youssef En-Nesyri. Right. Let's see how he did in La Liga last year. So he's left-footed, striker. Weaknesses are passing, no outstanding strengths. He started 17 out of 31 games. He's 26 years of age. He's Moroccan. He got 8 goals and 1 assist. So his scoring frequency was every 207 minutes. mean, not the greatest scoring record, but again, if you wanted backup, I suppose it's there, isn't it? So yeah, it's not a bad shout, is it? So yeah, again, Ian, not a bad one to throw in there, is it? So yeah, case of we just have to wait and see what happens. Maddison wouldn't suit our high press, high intensity anyways. He couldn't stay fit in the park. The bus Leicester side, says Paul. Yeah, I think you may be right there, mate. You know, I mean, like with Zabozlai, he can press. And that's the same with Chiesa as well. Chiesa likes to play the pressing and the intensity game. So he would fit right in our team. Troll says, club needs to understand that the more you ask, the more they have to pay a second party. Yeah. Night and day gaming, good afternoon, mate. He says, I feel like Sabozlai and Madison this season. Paquettes. Yeah. I really don't know what's happening, to be honest. But I'd rather have Sabozlai in all honesty. I embrace assault. I like that jealousy of us. Yeah, absolutely, Brian. I think it's great the way people are so jealous of us. You know, we've had the AC Milan fans are on total meltdown, you know, and they're just going to be pissed even more if we go in there Nick Hernandez as well. You know, first we take Botman. They weren't happy about us signing Botman. But unfortunately, because their club was going through some sort of takeover, they couldn't sign him anyway. So they missed out on him. We took their best player off them, Tonali. You know, and now we'll look to going and nicking our left back. I tell you what, we're not going to be welcome in Milan, are we? And I was just thinking to myself earlier on, I wonder for a weekend in Milan, do the San Siro tour. Oh, and have me Newcastle top on. Do you think I would last? I don't know though. I might be a bit dodgy going with my Newcastle top on, mind. But yeah. But the fans over there are just so salty. And that guy from yesterday, I mean, he was on my video this morning. Hey, what an absolute muppet he was. Yes, says North versus South. I wouldn't want to see it. I'd rather see a 5-a-side tournament. He's trying to bring it. He's trying to Americanize the game over here. Well, I'm sorry, Bowley can sod off and Americanize it over in America instead. Romano said there's no truth for Vlahovic. I didn't think there would have been, to be all honesty. I think I never caught offside is one of those things I never take notice of, but I'll just put out there because I heard it. Dusan's on the cards from last year, not new at all. You can sign players on 8-year deals, but only have 5 years to pay the transfer fee. That's what they've done now. Yeah. Mason says the link isn't working on my laptop. Apologies for the technical issues. That's no problem, mate. No problem, Mason. But we'll definitely get you back on next time, mate. Absolutely. Clarky, hi, guys. Hi, Clarky. Hope you're well, mate. Troll says 2 seasons ago, Madison was worth 60, now 40 to 45 million, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, somebody yesterday, which I thought was a great shout, you know, put a comment on the chat after the show had finished yesterday and said, why don't we swap Lascelles and Dubravka and get Madison and pay a little bit of money for Madison as well? And I thought, you know what, that's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all. Would love a Nasri. Yeah. Jan says our backup players must be 50% youngsters. Yeah. How are the lads? Forget Sabozlai, Madison, get Aragule, let him loose as a 10 with double pivot of Tonali and Bruno. Do you know what it is? I mean, look, the reports are AC Milan are heading in for him, for Gula, because he's the replacement for Tonali. Now, the other thing about Tonali is, right, not only can he play as a defensive midfielder, but he can get forward. Now, when Eddie Howe talked in the past about fluidity, now this is what he could be doing with Tonali and Bruno. So what you might have in games is you might have Tonali getting forward and Bruno sitting back in the number 6 role. And then again during the game it might swap over where Bruno moves forward, Tonali drops back into that number 6 role. So you've got that fluidity all the way through. Um, and I think that's what Eddie Howe's trying to get in the team. Ian says, I've heard we're linked with Tab Sober. Either him or Hanko would be great. I don't know a lot about Tab Sober, but Hanko, yeah, I didn't even know a lot about Hanko in all honesty. I'd like to have had Timber from Ajax, but apparently he really wants to go to Arsenal. So again, it's one of them, isn't it? I mean, another defender we were linked with, but he seems to be getting linked with Palace now, and it's a Dutchman called Per Schurz, 23 years of age, plays for Torino. I mean, last year he started 28 out of 30 games, didn't score any goals. He got 2 assists, and involved in 4 clean sheets. He committed 1 penalty all season, but had no errors that led to shots or goals. Dutchman, right-footed centre back, would be ideal. Right age, 23. And then he's one of them that you could pair up with Botman, and that'd be the future centre back pairing. You know, like I said yesterday, you go back to the old Arsenal days when Arsenal had Adams and Bold as their centre halves. You know, and again, that's what you do, isn't it? And we could have that with Shears and Botman even. But whether he's somebody the club's watching, we don't know. Troll says, hope we get AC Milan in the Champions League. Would be one hell of a match. Oh, Jesus, won it just. I mean, gosh, can you imagine it? You know, we are 1-0 down to Milan. Botman scores the equaliser, and then Tonali scores a winner in the last minute from a free kick. Cue the meltdown in Milan. Whew. Yeah, be absolutely fantastic. Knight says, Pirlo come out and said that Tonali was the best prospect in the world football. Very high praise. Yeah, he has, and absolutely brilliant. And you know what? I think we've got one hell of a player on our hands, and I think I think the teams of the Premier League are going to be absolutely bricking it next season. You know, even Paulo Di Canio, we know he's ex-Macam manager, but he's even said Tonali, best move for Tonali was to go to Newcastle, which I was quite surprised at. Di Canio coming out with that, and he also said Chiesa would fit in well at Newcastle with his game. So there we go. Paul says AC Milan need the money, though, so deals really shouldn't be too much of a problem if the players want. Yeah, absolutely, they shouldn't be. Also, not only that, Inter Milan need to sell players because they're having trouble. They're trying to get investors in because their owner doesn't want to sell the club, but he does want investors in. AC Milan are now our feeder club. Hope we get them the Champions League and beat them. Jake says, get Tonali on the back of the shirt. Yeah. Don't know what number he'll have. I know Adam P's gone out and put number 20 on. I tell you what, if Adam gets it right this time, I'm going to message Adam and I'm going to say to Adam, give me the lottery numbers, please, mate, will you? I'm surprised that lad hasn't won the lottery yet, to be honest, because he seems to get everything else right, doesn't he? Jan says, yes, but all Ghoul is only 18 and he should be protected. Mind you, he's top notch. Yes, he is. Howie the lad says, left wing back for the future. Darren Eales needs to go back to Atlanta and get Caleb Willie, future star O'Reilly. I don't know a lot about him, but who knows? Young lads play with no inhibition and would fly at that double pivot behind them. Yeah, absolutely. Got no fear. Remember, you're never too young, because if you remember, that Man United team who had all them youngsters, and that guy called Alan Hansen who played for Liverpool said, you'll win nothing with kids, and they went on and won a lot, didn't they, with the kids? So, just proves you're never too young. Should get AC Milan Muppet on the show. Do you know what it is, Bia? He probably wouldn't come on. He wouldn't come on. And I looked at his Twitter account and he's got 3 followers. And I'm just like, why have you got 3 followers? But apparently he's done with football. Well, if you're done with football, bugger off, mate. We don't want to hear you. Go and enjoy your holidays. Troll says, I would take Vlahovic, though. I would take him, but I don't think he's on our radar. Rather get Eli Wahi from Montpellier instead of over-egged egos, says how are the lads? Yeah, that was a great shout the other night. Yeah, I mean, look, his stats are like, yeah. When I read them the other night, I couldn't believe that. And I thought he was, Eli Wahi from Montpellier. 20 years of age, French. He's in the French under 21s at the moment. But last season in League 1, his weaknesses are his aerial duels and ball control, but he's got no outstanding strengths. He's valued at around 27 million euros. He started 29 out of 33 matches last season, 4 times in Team of the Week. He scored 19 goals in those 33 games, and he got 5 assists. Yeah, I would definitely have him. Definitely. I think you could do it. And I think what you could do is you could buy him and leave him there on loan for another season. So you just give him an extra year away. Or you bring him in and keep him as backup. But I definitely like that. He says Tonali and Bruno are totally different to Goulet. He's more a Madison, yeah. Pierce shows Palace are sniffing around and we are sniffing around Anderson. Yeah, I mean, look, Anderson's not a bad player, but 27, is that really? I would rather we got a younger centre-half, in all honesty. I'm not saying I don't rate Anderson, but Ian says, I don't think I would want to be in Milan if we draw them in the Champions League. Lol. No, I wouldn't want to be going there either. No games in the San Siro next season. Why is it getting done up, isn't it, I think? We won't switch to a double pivot. All top teams play a 4-3-3, absolutely. Have to remind that Milan fan that they used to rate Ajax and the Dutch stars in the late 80s. Exactly. I mean, from to say we've only been going 2 years or whatever, I mean, what an absolute muppet, you know? And then for him to actually come out and say, not only that, I think it's our first time in the Champions League. No, we've been there before. It's just the first time in over 20 years. If he just went back and done his homework, you know, and done his research, you'd see when we were last in the Champions League. We've beat Barcelona in the Champions League. We beat Juventus at St James's Park in the Champions League. So the Muppet really needs to go and do his research before he starts mouthing off. But a lot of these Italians that are mouthing off, it's because the media are ramping it up and making it sound bad, you know. But as I said in my video this morning, they could always go and get Everton's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because I'm sure he would sign for Milan, no problem. He'd go straight to AC Milan. Because he'd love it, because he'd go on the catwalk every year, wouldn't he? So he'd be absolutely fantastic with that. Would you take a look at Florian Balogun? Yeah, Balogun. Have a look. He's at Reims, 21-year-old. Right, so his strengths are his anchor play and finishing, his ground duels, aerial duels, and ball control are his weaknesses. Now, in League 1 last season, he started 34 out of 37 games. He scored 21 goals and got 2 assists. Accurate crossing per game is 30%. Yeah, we know he was only on loan from Arsenal, wasn't he? So he's back at Arsenal now. I mean, look, they're not bad stats, are they? You know, for a youngster. Is it worth a punt? Yeah, maybe. But depends if Arsenal sell him, that's the thing. Arsenal may choose to keep him. But again, you know, who knows? But definitely good stats for him. If the Milan fan thinks the north or east of England is primitive, what does he think of City being then in Norway where polar bears walk the streets? Exactly, Trolls. The thing is, Trolls, right? The man hasn't got a clue. Look, I've never been to Milan, but I'm not going to slate Milan. I'm not going to call it a pothole or whatever, or a shithole or anything like that, because at the end of the day, I've never been there, so I couldn't comment, you know? But to comment, I mean, look, it's all well and good being a bit paid off that you've lost your best player from your football team, but do not take it out on a city that you don't know nothing about. And that's a fantastic city that we have as well. And if you haven't seen that video, do check it out. Walks, yeah. Anthony Shaw, good afternoon to you. He says, Adam Peace and Gordon would be number 20, and he got that one wrong. Yes, he did, yes, because Gordon got the number 8 shirt, didn't he? So again, yeah. Absolutely. Troll says, is it ideal for Milan fans? Polar bears in the street. Yeah, let them get entangled with them. Yeah. I think the Italians are mourning it's past a joke. Apparently, Al Hilal after Damari Gray. Wow. Yeah. Somebody thought the Saudis had signed Mo Salah to realise there is another Mo Salah, but wasn't the one from Liverpool, unfortunately. I mean, the lad says he needs to get some alphabetti, forget the spaghetti down in. Jan says, I went nappy in the mid-70 ties. Oh boy, never again. Yeah, I've heard about Naples. It's very, very rough over there. Not a very nice place. So again, it's one of those, isn't it? And would you really want to go there? I wouldn't, in all honesty. I mean, look, one thing that has, like I say, is really quieting down, and is the talk of this guy, Mecha, Felix Mecha, who we were looking at from Wolfsburg. Not heard nothing about that now. So I think that's possibly a deal that's not going to go through anymore now. But yeah. So again, I think that deal's finished. But again, who knows? It could all of a sudden turn up and he could come in as a squad player. So who knows? But again, I don't think that deal's going to be going through. In all honesty. I mean, the lad says Milan is like London, full of crap. Get us, yeah. Troll says, I think Tonali can choose any shirt number except 39, 9, 7, 4, in my opinion. Yeah. Or 14, because Isak likes 14, doesn't he? Aidan says, I saw AC Milan fans were all over Tiote's remembrance post saying horrible things about him, which made me lose my respect. I mean, that's absolutely disgusting. I mean, that guy was brilliant, Tiote. And yeah, I just don't get that. Jan says the worst place I've ever was Glastonbury. Yeah, that's a big place, isn't it? Especially when that festival's on. Or indeed, Tony 14 too. Yeah, absolutely. Right, the next player we're going to look at as well, and it's the other left back we've been linked with, which is Hernandez. Theo Hernandez from Milan. Tonali's club, well, soon to be old club, because that should hopefully go through in the next few days. So we should hear something about that, I reckon, by probably Wednesday. Hopefully it's all tied up. Maybe it's just part one of the medical, and then the rest of it when he comes back from international duty gets done. But again, it's one of them. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think we'll hear something a bit more, hopefully concrete, in the next few days, that it's almost sealed. But I don't expect there to be any problems. The thing is, if Tonali didn't want to move, he wouldn't have come. And if Tonali was going to kick off about moving, I think our club would have just said, right, okay, we're not going to pursue this. If he doesn't want to go, we're not going to pursue it. We'll just walk away and get into that and go elsewhere. So, so obviously I think Tonali has wanted to come. As much as it's the Italian media again that are just putting it out there. So there we are. There's Theo Hernandez on screen there. Maybe on Twitter you saw some pictures of him on a yacht yesterday. So yeah. Oh, sorry, Jan. Galatasaray. Sorry, Jan. Not Glastonbury. Galatasaray. Sorry, I looked at it rather quick. That was all. Sorry, mate. My apologies. Right. So anyway, Theo Hernandez. Obviously, like I say, he's currently on holiday at the moment. But he can do the deal while he's on holiday. Right. Last season he started 32 out of 32 games. His strengths are his ground duels. His error proneness is his weakness. He got 4 goals and 3 assists. Now, he had 1 error that led to a goal. He had no errors that led to a shot, and he didn't commit any penalties, and he had 7 yellow cards all season and no reds. Theo Hernandez, yeah, he's not a bad player. Again, his attacking is his main strengths. Well, his creativity, but he can defend as well. Now, if I was to put him up against Dan Burn, defensively, Dan Burn's better than him. Tackling wise, Dan Burn's better than him. But on creativity, technical ability, he's better than Dan Burn. And on attacking wise, he's better than Dan Burn as well. Now, if I was to put, say, DeMarco in there alongside him, I'll right, Federico DeMarco. So again, Theo Hernandez, defending wise, is better than DeMarco. Creativity, DeMarco's better than Theo Hernandez. Attacking, DeMarco's better. Technical, DeMarco's better. Tackling, Hernandez is better. So Hernandez is better at defending than DeMarco, but DeMarco's better at attacking. So it's one of them. It'd be nice if you could clone them both together, and then you'd have the perfect left back, wouldn't you? Who could defend and also attack. But you're never going to get that unless you pay a lot of money for it. Ian says, "You're watching the? Are you watching the Italy game?" Yeah, I'll probably watch on two devices. So I'll probably watch the Italy game maybe on the TV, and I'll put the England game on the iPad. So yeah, it's like Galatasaray, not Glastonbury. Yeah, sorry. I'm just thinking because Glastonbury's on, isn't it? And I just looked at it quick. Tonali's agents come out and said, squashed the news that Tonali cried. Yeah, I don't believe it for 1 minute. Did you see Jules Linton's flag at Glasgow? I haven't. No, I haven't seen it. I'm with you, Tony. Glastonbury bunch of hippies. Absolutely, Beer. Absolutely. Though for a second, Tony, you said this crown jewels for his strength. Oh, for God's sake. Well, yes, we know what looked like in that picture. And the thing is, though, they looked like there wasn't another person in that picture. And I said to somebody, I said, I wonder if that's Steve Bruce giving his girlfriend some ball skills. Sorry, guys, just thought I'd put that one out there, you know? So I was wondering if he was just teaching us some ball skills. See us and the bastards were pissing on our heads at half time. Yeah. He's from Blythe, though. Absolutely happy with the lads. Absolutely. I mean, you know, brilliant. Truss is laughing to me. Well, you know, I just thought I'd put that out there. You know, it could have been, who knows, it could have been Steve Bruce trying to teach him how to, you know, with these ball skills. You know, who knows? But anyway, right, if I go on to the next player. If you do like what you see, then please do smash that like. I got 38 watching, 24 likes, so please do smash that like. That'd be great, thank you. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, come and join this great community by smashing that subscribe button. And also the bell tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. Also, if you want to become a member, it is 99p a month. Just click the join button. Also, there is Super Chat available if you want to make a donation. Splat says, what do I need to get to the England game? What to watch it? It's online at UEFA TV, but I think somebody in the chat said there's an app. I think it was Paul who said there's an app for it as well, so you can download the app and watch it on there. So I'll just put it in the chat box now for you. There you are, UEFA TV. That's where the game's on. I think Bruce is more of a dribbler. Lewis says there's not, by the way. Yeah. Lewis, how did the team get on today? Do you know how they got on? Because you're going to watch some football, disability football. So yeah, I hope they did well. But yeah, like I say, rumours of players going out the door. I mean, look, we know for a fact one player who will definitely be going out the door is definitely this guy, Ryan Fraser. How much we get for him, who knows? That's the thing. We don't know how much we'll get for him. Really, we don't want to be sending this guy on loan. We need to sell him, get him off the wage bill. You know, loaning players is no good. Just get rid. Even if somebody said, "I'll give you 5 million," just take it and get rid. That's what I would do. We need rid of him. I think Lascelles could be gone as well because obviously Luton Town are very keen on Lascelles. Again, I don't know how much they value him at. But even if we got 5 million, that would be ideal. Just get rid. Lascelles has done great for us. But I think as the team's evolving, it's now time that Lascelles moved on. So time for Lascelles to go now. One player we are definitely not getting is Marcus Thuram, who has gone to Inter Milan, as we all know, and we've all seen that. So yeah, apparently AC wanted him, but he said no to them, and he joined Inter. So we're definitely not getting Marcus Thuram, which is a shame because I would have took him. I would have absolutely taken him. UEFA TV free to sign up, says Jody. Yeah, absolutely. Lewis says, unfortunately, they got beat 2-0, but to be fair, they were playing the best team for powered wheelchair football. There's always next season, Lewis, isn't there, for the team? 80 million from Saudi Arabia, says Jan for Fraser. Apparently, Fulmer after Mina on a free from Everton. It's not a bad shout, is he? I used to watch the one-legged football team. I lost 2-1 when I asked to similar leg. Oh, God. But yeah. Jody says, Ryan Fraser's a decent player, but his attitude is absolutely wrong. I think we should get around 5 million. Yeah, absolutely. Just get rid. Just go, Ryan. Just go, It's a bit much. Yeah, 75 should be enough. I mean, Isaac Hayden's probably another one that's got to go as well. Says, yeah, Jesus Christ. Well, no, he's not quite Jesus Christ there, Lewis, because I don't think he can walk on water, can you, Pierre? But yeah, I mean, look, that's a couple of players that would know go out the door. I mean, like I say, he's gone to Saudi Arabia, Ruben Neves. There's talk now the Chelsea keeper Mendy is on his way to Saudi Arabia as well. It's it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, look, anybody in the comments got their thoughts on this guy, ESM? Will he still be a Newcastle player next season, or will he be gone? This is the question. Personally, and this is my personal opinion, and I know everybody's got their opinions on ESM. My personal opinion is I would keep him, but just keep him as a squad player because I don't think you could keep him. I don't think he'd be a starter. I think he'd be more of a squad player, so part of the squad. Whether he takes that, he doesn't want to be starting every week, and he accepts that, then yeah. But I mean, what's your thoughts in the chat? I mean, ESM, sell him or keep him? I can joke a little bit of people because I understand about it. Paul says, is that UEFA TV an app you can get on your phone? Yes, I believe you can. Yeah, you probably can on probably the iPhone store and like Google Play. Yeah. I've never saw that wheelchair football before. How does that work? Says Jake. Darlow, Fraser, Lascelles, Hayden and Hendrick are all the players who I'm expecting to leave the club this summer. Yeah. Well, we need rid of Hendrick as well. Sell him to Saudi Arabia for 10 million. Joel sells Fraser to Scottish football, get rid for a cut price just to get him out. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Lewis says probably Alan St. Maximum go to Saudi Arabia. I don't think so. I'm not sure. ESM will stay, but that's my opinion, no. ESM, no, he go to Saudi for 80 million. Keep, says Ian. If Eddie Howe doesn't rotate, does not rate ESM rather, or any other player for that matter, then we don't need them. However, Eddie sees Maxi as a team player, so I would keep him. Yeah, absolutely, Jody. That's what I'm saying. Keep him as a squad player. But the only other thing I can see happening here is if, say, for instance, we go in for Theo Hernandez, could we be doing a player plus deal here? That's the thing, because we know AC Milan wants Saint Maximum, don't they? So could we soften the blow with them? Who knows? But there's reports out there saying that Steve Nixon and Dan Ashworth are still in Italy because they're raiding Serie A. BS says, I think we need to keep ESM. He rips the teams apart when he plays well. Absolutely. Look what he did to Kyle Walker. Paul Gardner says, I'll waste the time. Craig says, 30-40 million hour FFP would be class. Could bring in a good player or two to sell him. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when never comes. The Apple Store and Google Play, says Lewis. Thank you very much, mate. Got to go. Take care. Enjoy the day. You too, Troll. See you later, my friend. Ian says, keep for me. Could really thrive with Tonali and a new left back with a more attacking mindset. Yeah, absolutely. 3-player package deal for the Saudis. Fraser, Lascelles and Darlow at a bargain price of 55 million each. Do you know what, Jody? That would be fantastic. But I don't think that would be fair market value, would it? Jan says, I said this yesterday, swap. Lewis says, the home game before Newcastle powered wheelchair game. The game before the Newcastle powered wheelchair game, it was North Eastern Yorkshire Cup. They won the FA Cup. I think AC Milan is desperate for cash, needs some like 150 million euros. Craig says, how long does ESM have left on his contract? He won't be offered a new one, so we'll sell when it's best value. Yeah, I mean, look, that is another one, isn't it? I mean, look, I'll have a look and I'll tell you what his contract situation is. Right. Let me bring this up. He's got a contract till 2026. So he's still got 3 more years on his contract. Sofa score rating at 38 million euros. So that's what they rate him at. Not sure what they rate Ryan Fraser at, but we'll have a look. What they think his valuation is. 8.3 million euros. So yeah, about 5 million would be right. He's 29 years of age. Just get rid of him. You know. And Lascelles, again, I don't know how much it get for him. How much they've gotten down for on here. Again, he's 29, 6.6 million euros. So yeah, again, you can get rid of Lascelles for much, about 5 million maybe. So that's an interesting one. Wouldn't be fair price because it's too low. Jan came against City against Man U and Wolves. I agree, we need a lot more, but how do you replace him for the money you get for him? That's the thing, Bia. We've got to replace him with quality. Italian football's on its arse at its market, and that's why we should be aiming after Tonali. It's 100% confirmed as a Toon player. Yeah, it is. Italian football. Do you know what it is, all right? You just go back a few years. We never really shopped in Italy, did we, for players? Yes, we had David Santon, didn't we? You know, but in all fairness, we didn't really shop there. We shopped in the French league a lot, didn't we? But now we seem to be shopping in the Serie A. But if you notice now, with Newcastle, we are no longer dining at a lower table. We are now dining at the top table because we are now at the top table for these big players. And Tonali's proven that he's one of the big players coming through the door now. So it's great to see that we are dining at the top table now. I mean, Arsenal don't like us because they lost out to Bruno and they lost out to Isak. Isak was even wanted by Man United and he turned them down to join Newcastle. So, you know, And at the moment, Tonali is going to be the record sign at 60 million before the add-ons, I believe, because although it's 63 million for Isak, but it was 58 million and 5 million in add-ons. So we haven't reached those add-ons, I don't think, for Isak yet. So in a sense, Tonali will be the record signing. Lewis says CP, cerebral palsy, because I couldn't spell. No, that's fine, mate. No worries, Lewis. Get that, mate. Be sold this year at least or next. I think he'll go for at least one more Italian. It's easier for two to settle. First player I'd sell, says Kenneth. I'd sell in Football Manager 23's Rising Freezer for 10 million quid. Be lovely. Oh, Pistoni as well. Yeah, absolutely Pistoni as well. But did he come under, mate, Ashley? I don't think he did. Did he come under before him, though? That was under Bobby Robson, wasn't it? So, yeah. Serie A is more top players and Liga is more cheap players like Kebab, Conte, Botman, etc. Who you get for a lower price and develop to the next level. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, guys. But guys, we're going to come to the end of the show because I've been going just over an hour and I'm absolutely melting here as well. Like everybody else is probably melting as well. But if you have enjoyed what you see, then do please smash that like. It really does help the channel up the search results. Do smash those likes. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, then come and smash that subscribe. Come and join this great community and click that bell button to be notified of live, pre-recorded, or any upcoming shows as well. If you do want to be a member, it's 99p a month. Just click the join button, and we're going to just start doing monthly draws. And also, super chats are available as well. Less than an hour to go for the England game as well. Yeah, exactly. And that's another reason I'm coming off because people might want to get themselves ready to watch the games. Yes, it's a tad humid, wetter than us pockets, says Andrew. Andrew, I'm melting here, mate. It's 31 degrees. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And there's not even a rain cloud in the sky. It's just... I'm updating the weather now. I don't know. It might have gone up since then. No, it's still 31. Yeah, Paul says, yeah, before mate Ashley, yeah. I thought it was, yeah. I thought it was under Shepherd and that when we got him. Must be 50%, like 50 degrees in your bedroom. Well, I'm not in my bedroom, I'm in my living room. And it is. It's absolutely... Well, I've got a fan on next to me, so that's keeping me a bit cool anyway. Ian says, cheers, Tony. No worries, mate. I mean, look, my partner, she's from Cambridge. She likes watching Jodie stuff like Ant and Dec and that. And then, because obviously when she met me and that. And now, when I took her to Newcastle for the first time, she absolutely fell in love with it. She loves that city. She loves going up there. It's her favourite place now to go to. And, and she's from down here in Cambridge. So the thing is, she enjoys going up there and she loves it. And she can't understand why people are having to go about Newcastle. She's because it's a great place. She loves it. It's one of the most friendly places she's ever been to. And I thought, you know what? Rest my case. And that's not coming from me being biased. That's coming from an outsider. So, even better. Cheers, Ian. Thank you very much, mate. What channel's England on? UEFA TV, mate. So you can get it on app or watch it online. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye, Lewis. And thanks, says Andrew. Yeah, so guys, thank you very much indeed. I am back on a short night, but I'm on Pete's channel at 8 p.m. and we're going to look at the 5 worst Newcastle managers. So give PD Proud Luck a look for that as well. Before I go, I just want to say, give a shout out to Paul at Toon Review. Paul's a great friend of mine. Thank you for the shout out you gave for my channel on Friday night, Paul. That is much appreciated, mate. Thank you so much. And I know some of his viewers have come over to watch me as well. So I thank you as well for coming on board and watching. And there's some great shows to come. We have got a great show coming up this week where I've sent Roly and Pete off as well to do their homework. And they've got to come up with the 10 best Newcastle shirts of all time. They give their 10 shirts and I'll do my 10. And then we're going to do a compare. So that's coming up this week. So that day is to be decided, but we'll let you know when that is. So that's coming up, and there'll be other stuff coming up this week as well. So yeah, there's still a lot to come on the channel, and lots more great content to bring everybody as well. Kenneth says, my flat is like a sauna, my carpet is black and the sun goes straight in 24 degrees. Oh, not very good that, mate, is it? Have a good day, Tony. Thank you, Kenneth. 29 out of 32 watching. Brilliant. Thank you, mate. Yeah. 1st July is the day. Yeah. And Splat says, Mint Show, Tony. Thank you very much indeed, Splat. Thank you, mate. Thank you indeed. But yeah, absolutely. But anyway, guys, as I always say, remember, the future's bright. The future is black and white. Enjoy the rest of your day. Come on, England. Let's see what Anthony Gordon can do. And come on, Italy. Let's see what Tonali can do. Until then, away the lads.